We are back, and we are going to do a little something here. You're going to hear Kyle give his expectations for Dontaku beforehand. Kyle has never watched a full wrestling show, so this could be interesting.
I don't think he's ever watched a full wrestling match.
Oh, no, not even a match. Excellent. All right, so you're going to give us your thoughts heading into this, then we're going to watch it, and then you're going to say whether it blew your socks off or not. So, go.
Again, I just watched about the first 10 to 20 minutes of Okada versus Omega.
Yeah.
That's correct, yeah?
Yeah, the first match.
That was like a 5 or 6 star, I believe.
6, yeah.
Yeah, that was
out of 5, it was the first 6-star ever.
Yeah. So what I did watch was, I thought was entertaining for sure. I've seen a little bit of Omega do some other stuff, play Street Fighter and other random junk like that. So I'm excited to see him. I don't know exactly what I'm expecting out of this match coming up. I certainly hope I'm entertained. For a very long time, I guess the argument was wrestling was a whole lot of just fake bullshit.
Yeah.
But after hearing you yammer on at work,
I've got Kyle as a captive audience in the tech room. I do go on a fair bit here and there. Yeah. So I've kind of hyped stuff up and tried to explain psychology and tell them about different wrestlers that use different moves and different ways to employ things, and kind of talk about how bad some people are at booking. So yeah.
Would those people be named Vince?
It might be.
Maybe. I've heard that name a few times.
Yes, Vince McMahon is very old and not totally compass mentis anymore.
Frankly, most people would name Vince should not be
you're optimistically hopeful?
Optimistic, excited.
Excellent.
Definitely.
And since you're a massive weeb and we're watching Japanese pro wrestling...
Yeah, 100%. I'm on board.
All right. So let's do this, and then after we're done watching Night 1, we'll get Kyle's thoughts on how things are or were, and if he has any questions or comments... we will fill that in.
Excellent.
Stay tuned, motherfuckers.
Stay tuned. We have just finished watching New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dontaku, the first show that Kyle has ever seen in its entirety. And we're going to break it down, what happened, what's fun. This was just Night 1, not Night 2. We'll watch Night 2 later. It's too late for me to watch Night 2 now.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Kyle won't be here unless, of course, Kyle commits to this program. So Kyle, this was your first, not only was this the first pro wrestling match you've seen in its entirety, but your first pro wrestling card, period. Like,
yep.
What, like, just let us know, just whatever you want to say. Like, what did you think? What did you like? What did you hate? Was there anything you would have, like, wanted to see more of, less of? Anything, like, just say what you want to say.
Well, hot damn, that was something. Just the athleticism and the shit that these guys pull off without dying. The last guy, we'll see about that one.
Yeah, we'll get around to talking about that.
That was. Kenny's my boy, definitely.
Kenny's your boy?
Yeah.
Kenny's officially Kyle's boy.
However,
boy stable confirmed.
However, I don't know what the crazy guy that will run through the crowd.
Oh, Izuka?
Izuka.
Yeah.
That guy's also my boy. He's just rampaging around and shit.
You should see what happened. Like Taka Michinoku, the Japanese dude who did like the partial English promo.
Yeah.
He's usually Izuka's handler. So
or Desperado.
Or Desperado, and they're usually like holding a giant chain leash, like, fuck, what are you gonna do next?
Yeah.
So that's some shit. But like Eddie, I got the card here on my screen here.
Yeah.
Anything, like, is there a particular favorite match? Is there a match that you, like, were confused or just didn't like?
Yeah, the one, I think the only gripe that I had was maybe some of the matches that had over 5 people, 10 people. It can get a little hard to follow. Some people, because I really don't know who's who. These are all new people to me.
And so Mio and I are really, like, we've been following New Japan pretty hardcore for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So we're totally familiar with everybody here, but I can totally see you getting confused. Like if you got an 8-man tag match, that's 8 dudes. You gotta,
when you had the team of Juice, Makabe, Elgin, Finland, and Ari come out.
yeah, that's a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
And so it can get confusing, especially like the KES match. Which are we gonna break these down match by match?
Yeah, sure, we can throw through it.
All right. So the Chase, we had the Pimp Club, Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi, and a certain lady,
Tokyo Latina, baby,
versus Narita and Sho Umino, who is Red Shoes duo. Yeah. That was, I mean, that's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. It's a Young Lions match versus the experienced tag team and the extremely attractive lady. So, I mean, I don't really have any... The only gripe I have about this match is that Chase Owens did the double guns into the camera spot like 5 times.
Yeah, he always does that.
Yeah.
It's his over-enthusiastic gimmick.
Yeah, which I'm fine with when he's the honorary Tongan or the official Tongan in his mind. But when it comes to matches like this, it needs to simmer down like a way bunch. But other than that, I mean, it was a fine match. I didn't have any issues at all. Kyle, thoughts?
Yeah, it wasn't anything like fancy, spectacular.
Yeah,
it was a thing.
It's one of those things with New Japan. Really, you shouldn't remember the first match. At the end of the night, you're like, "What the fuck did I just see?"
First match tends to be old veterans and young lions. Usually is what that is, or just young lions total. This was a little bit different in the fact that Owens and Chokyo Pimp are not old veterans; they're kind of more in that mid ground. But yeah, not designed to be the most memorable match on the card.
Indeed. Second match was a six-man tag.
Speaking of young lions and old veterans,
yeah, we had Liger, Taguchi, and Tiger Mask 4 versus Yagi, Oka, and Nagata. Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice up in this bitch. Usually what happens is if they put one veteran on the card with 2 young lions, they're usually losing.
Yeah.
That's not always true though. So it's one of those things, that's why it's one of the New Japan drinking rules, is they're not predictable. They're not.
Okay.
It's not a guaranteed thing. Actually, I mentioned going over the drinking rules earlier. I think I'll do that now because you can't really totally stop me from doing that. So the New Japan drinking rules are as follows. Number 1, if you see spoilers of the New Japan card before watching the matches, you have to complete an entire beverage. If
which I have done.
Yeah, indeed. Mike, you and I both have paid that penalty, and it has gone kind of not well for us for the rest of the night. Second match, drink if you predict the wrong winner of a Young Lion match, which we're talking about here. So if you predicted Oka and Yagi going over with Nagata against all of the veterans, you have
Team Old Man.
Yeah, Team Old Man. You have to drink. A drink for any vulgar language, and we're also including now kind
gestures.
Gestures. Vulgar gestures are also included now. Any vulgar gestures or language in English, you have to drink per gesture or expression. You have to drink on a botch, which doesn't happen very often, but we drank on that tonight. Drink if a wrestler does your favorite spot / move, and the Rainmaker always counts. You have to drink per Rainmaker. That's not an option. Drink when the comedy guy gets you to laugh, but only drink after you're done laughing. We're not monsters here. If Naito's opponent makes him genuinely smile, you have to drink. And if there's a ref bump, you have to drink because they're better than that. And a ref bump is a special occasion. It deserves a drink. I'm amending the final rule here we have.
The Japanese table rule.
Japanese table rule. The Japanese table rule, as it reads now, is Japanese table, 1 drink for every person through it. The new rule will be Japanese table, 1 drink per attempt through the table.
Because there will be several.
That's the new rule. I will amend that in the official team speak.
The worst being War Machine versus GOD, where they took 5 tries to break the fucking table.
Jesus, I don't even want to talk about that. So those are the current New Japan drinking rules. Feel free to drink along with us. Which led us into the third match of the night, which was Yo and Sho and Rocky Romero, Roppongi 3K versus the KES and Iizuka. For fuck's sake, your boy Iizuka.
Your boy.
What were your thoughts on Iizuka during this nonsense?
I was not expecting that at all. Just fucking does whatever the hell he wants.
Pretty much. Pretty much KES and Iizuka have that gimmick. Like, they will do whatever.
Yeah.
You watch Lance Archer spit up like 6 bottles of water on an entire crowd.
Oh, well, the best Archer water spitting spot still is the time where he was spitting the water out in the crowd. Some guy ran away from him, left his water bottle behind. Yeah. So Archer takes his, like, more ammo!
Archer just starts snatching waters from fans. It's fantastic. If you don't know, spitting in Japan is, let's just say, not kosher. So the fact that the guy is swigging and drenching and spitting out like 6 full bottles of water plus whatever he can snatch from people who are just there is quite the business. And Iizuka being crazy. You didn't even get to see the Iron Gauntlet.
I know, he had it, and then he was off screen.
He keeps it in like an arm sling around his neck.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And he'll pull it out, and he'll eventually just slide it over his fingers and just fucking jam somebody in the neck with it, and or in the jaw or whatever the fuck. So you're fully invested in Iizuka, and you haven't even seen the whole gimmick yet. It's amazing.
He hasn't even seen the best parts of it.
There's a bunch of that tonight where you don't get to see the full gimmick on a lot of guys, but that's what night 2 is largely for.
Yeah.
So night 1 sets up a lot of things. Night 2 is going to be a bunch of payoff.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't know who. I'm not looking up night 2 because then I have to finish an entire drink. So match 4 we had a 10-man tag. This was a mess. We had Goto, Jay White, Tomohiro Ishii, Toriano, and Yoshi Hash Browns versus Finley, the Juice, Big Mike, Hanare, and Makabe. What a mess.
This was a mess.
If you thought that the KES and Iizuka was a mess, what the fuck? Oh, by the way, Roppongi 3K rolled up KES for the win because it was
they got Iizuka.
Mess.
They got Iizuka.
This was a total fucking mess, and they rolled up a guy at random, and they're like, get me the fuck out of here. Your boy Goto... Didn't your boy Goto kind of take a beating in this one?
Well, they all took a beating, to be honest. Yeah. Pretty much everyone, except for Yanu, who did very little.
Yeah, Yano was like not involved. I was totally disappointed.
He did take off one ring pad, but that's it.
Yeah, but I mean that's not Yano's style. You had to get at least 2.
I've seen him get all 4.
I've seen him get all 4. Yeah, he is the Sublime Master Thief OP.
There was no break stop.
Kyle, I think the Yano might make your boy stable. Just give him all the chance.
Okay.
But yeah, Yoshi Hasbrowns was garbage. Jay White was pretty okay.
Whoa. Okay, if we want to get Yano into his boy stable, you realize that there was a time when Yano and Iizuka were tag team partners.
Yeah, no, I know that. Juice was OP as fuck. Elgin was OP as fuck. Literally, almost everybody in here except Yano was OP as fuck. Like
not so much Hash Browns.
Not so much Hash Browns. So yeah, this was an interesting weird schmoz, and everybody got their shit in except Yano, and Hash Browns doesn't count because he doesn't have shit. Is that wrong?
I mean, he has shit. It's just not impressive shit.
Yeah, it's your basic crap. And so the Goto, Yano, Ishii, Hash Brown's white team won, which is fine. I got to see Blade Runner, which is okay. I like that. And Ishii and Makabe went toe to toe, no selling like motherfuckers.
Yup.
It's like chopping each other and not like, I don't acknowledge you as being a human being. Thank you and good night.
I'm actually just a rock.
Yeah, we are rocks, we are islands. And which led us into the 5th of 9 matches, which was
only title match of the night, actually.
Oh yeah, because all the other titles were during multi-man matches.
Mm-hmm.
You had your boys, the Tongans, Fale, Tamatanga, and Tangaloa, champions of the 6-man, defending against the Young Bucks and the villain, Marty Scurll. You seem to enjoy the idea of just a villain proclaiming himself as villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were your opinions on that particular scenario?
I didn't know someone would be so blatantly like, "Yep, here I am. I am the bad guy. Come at me."
Come at me, bro.
The debut of Marty Scurll in Bullet Club probably is something you should probably check out.
That's true. Yeah. That's they. So there's a guy named Adam Cole, Bebe. And that's his gimmick. He's, Adam Cole! And the crowd goes, baby! And so he was part of Bullet Club. Oh, Mike, did I tell you that apparently Cody's spot now was supposed to be Adam Cole's spot?
Yes.
So, you've seen Cody Rhodes. And we kind of explained a little bit about Cody Rhodes as trying to be the new leader of Bullet Club, taking over for Kenny Omega. So, Adam Cole was in very tight with the Young Bucks when he was in Bullet Club.
And Hangman.
And a little bit... Oh, no, not Martin. Save that. So he was very in tight with a bunch of the key members of Bullet Club, and then his contract with Ring of Honor ran out, and he signed a contract with WWE.
He was the official leader of Bullet Club ROH.
Yeah, or Bullet Club North America, really.
Yes.
So, 2 things happened. He signed a contract with WWE, and Cody left the WWE. So, in Adam Cole's final night with ROH, they excommunicated him from Bullet Club.
Cool.
They basically debuted Marty Scurll as the new member of Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So the Young Bucks double super kicked the shit out of him. And he's gone, and that was his final night on the Indies, and he went to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So that was also Adam Scurll, Marty Scurll's debut as the villain of Bullet Club. Bullet Club needs a villain.
Yeah, Kenny Omega was up on the big screen cutting a promo, going, "Adam Cole, you think this story is about you, but every story needs a villain." And he turns and the camera zooms out a little bit and Marty Scurll's standing right there.
He pops his did he pop? He didn't have he had the umbrella with him on this card.
He had the umbrella. Yeah.
He always has like the usually has a top hat and a plague doctor mask and an umbrella.
Yeah.
And the umbrella usually has something on it when he opens it up into the camera. And when he debuted as the new member of Bullet Club, he opened it up and it said Villain Club on it, and then just fucking wrecked house. So yeah, he what you saw as the blatant "I'm the bad guy," you have no idea. So that was fun. The winner of the match between the Tongans and the Villain Bucks was the Villain Bucks, and this had all kinds of good spots. We had a bunch of
just a lot of playing off of Fale's size, of course.
Yeah, we had a lot of Fale big man spots. We had a bunch of athletic spots. We had basically the Young Bucks. We had a tease to a couple of indie takers, followed by a more bang for your buck for the finish.
We had in about 30 seconds of Tamatanga and Nick Jackson being in the ring, more counter moves than in a WWE match main event.
More counter moves than a WWE pay-per-view in its entirety, for fuck's sake. So, and then at the end we had the Tongans handing over their titles peacefully to the Villain Bucks. And things seem okay with everybody who's not Cody and or Omega.
Well, Paige.
Well, yeah, he doesn't count. He's Paige. He's special.
Now you're sounding like me back when I hated Paige.
No, I make allowances for him because he can't backflip. He's got problems, and I recognize that, and I'm willing to make allowances.
And then we had all kinds of problems because we had Suzuki Gun versus LIJ.
This was a mess. There's a bunch of mess. I'm not gonna lie, night one here is a bunch of mess. Like, this is a shitload of mess. Let's see. The KES match that officially, according to the Internet Wrestling Database, ran for 2 minutes and 4 seconds because a lot of shit happened that wasn't part of an official match. That was a mess. The 10-man tag was a bunch of mess. The Marty Scurll, the Villain Bucks versus the Tongans, not as much of a mess, but sort of messy. This 10-person tag match of LIJ and the entirety of Suzuki Gun minus Iizuka and KES.
And Taka.
And Taka was there.
He was there, but he wasn't in the match.
Taka was a hype man.
He just did a hype man spot at the start, yeah.
Taka hype man OP.
Specifically hyping Zack Sabre Jr. of all people.
Yeah, he was. That was a bit weird, but I'm okay with it. And this was a mess. I took an opportunity to go pee and came back and asked what was going on, and I believe Kyle's response is like, that guy took a fucking beating. To which I look in, it's Naito on the ground, and there's a pile of steel.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, so I asked Mike, how many barricades did he eat? And Mike's like, 4. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? So, yeah, and really what I remember is there's a lot of really awesome, fun double team spots from Suzuki Gun of all people, and just teaming up on Naito, working every joint he had in his body while the ref is trying to handle like 8 other guys.
Poor Tiger Hattori.
Yeah, seven guys that are not currently engaged in being tortured or torturing in the ring, and Tiger Hattori's is like, guys, come on, why?
The stunning thing about this match was the lack of the match finished with Bushi still wearing his shirt, and Taichi still wearing his pants.
Yeah,
I am disappointed.
He is disappointed. It's amazing to watch Taichi take off his pants. Is amazing. That came out wrong.
It's a sight that you must behold.
But it is, and that's what, like, actually, I think I said that going into the match. Like, I need a spot where Bushi and Taichi each whip off clothing, and they look at each other across the ring, and it's awkward.
We did, in fairness, we did get Taichi using a shirt to choke someone.
Yeah. Yeah, Taichi did do the Bushi spot. It was good, and we got to see the Bushirooni, which was good, and we got to see Zack Sabre Jr. doing submission shit that didn't kill the match, so that was good too. I enjoyed this. It was a controlled mess, whereas the rest of it was just a giant mess.
Yeah, by that.
And your boys, Los Ingobernables de Japón, were victorious. There was, what was the interruption? Oh yeah, the Young Bucks came down and challenged Evil and Sonata for the titles because they moved up to heavyweight tag division. And I don't see any reason why you don't immediately put the straps on the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I would be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. And I believe we've established that once they hit their 40s, they have to become just the Bucks.
Just the Bucks. Or the old Bucks, if they prefer.
Because Matt's older, right? And so when Matt hits 40, they have to become...
Matt is 2 years older than Nick.
So when Matt hits 40, I think they become just the Bucks.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then when they hit 50, they're the old Bucks.
Yes, senior Bucks.
Senior
Oh,
Bucks.
what if they become like the old Bucks, but if they go into the Mexico and do work, then they become the Senior Bucks.
Senior Bucks, yes.
We had a match between your boy Okada and your boy Ospreay versus your boy Tanahashi and your boy Kushida. That was a thing.
This was great.
What were your thoughts on that one?
I enjoyed this one. That one was good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All the athleticism.
Yeah.
And you got to see a Rainmaker.
And the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
We
Rainmaker!
got it all.
Which I'd hyped up. I hadn't really hyped up. I kind of explained how it worked.
Yeah.
And explained that you're supposed to mark out.
Didn't get an Oz cutter, though.
Now, I hear he's got a different finish. Like it's a variation on the Oz cutter.
Oh!
The Oz cutter being a middle rope springboard backflip cutter. So essentially, I'm explaining this to Kyle for people listening. Essentially, you know what a Stone Cold Stunner is?
Yes.
That's a cutter.
No, okay. All right.
So essentially, if I jumped up in the air, bounced off the middle rope, backflipped, and then fucking with the cutter, that's an Oz cutter.
Okay.
For Will Ospreay.
And this Will Ospreay's signature move.
Yeah. So I hear he's got a new variation on the shit.
One of the spots of the night was here. Ospreay did his standard flip off the ropes, hit a cool pose, and Kushida, instead of letting him do that, he runs around to the other side of the ring, comes in, and kicks him in the arm.
He booted the fuck out of fucking Ospreay. That was great. That was fantastic. But yeah, there was all kinds of selling between Tanahashi and Okada. There was all of the athleticism in the world versus between Ospreay and Kushida. It was really like two matches in one match, and they pulled it off perfectly, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This you should just go watch this match. Yeah. I think it's a good send off.
Yeah, and this leads to Tanahashi challenging Okada for the heavyweight title and Kushida challenging Ospreay. Well, not really, because actually Ospreay is more challenging Kushida despite being the champion. He specifically called out Kushida because he needs to know that he can beat him again.
Yeah, this is Ospreay really, I like this because I think he's done it with his last two opponents.
Next, I assume, will be Skrull.
I would save that if I'm Gato, and I am. I'm saving that. That's not happening till Wrestle Kingdom.
Death, taxes, and Skrull beats Ospreay. These are the three certainties of life.
Correct. So I'm saving that till Wrestle Kingdom for the. And yeah, no, I would let Ospreay have a long title reign.
Yep.
Cleverly disguised by putting him in the G1, so that he doesn't have to defend the title so much. To explain to Kyle, the G1 Climax or the G1 tournament is a tournament that they held in the mid to late summer.
Yeah.
And it's very much like the March Madness for basketball.
March Madness is a single elimination. It's more like the World Cup, to be honest.
Whatever, shut up. Anyway, you get points for winning or tying, and you get no points for losing. So, you go through a round-robin tournament with everybody. There's two blocks. You go through everybody in your block and have one match against each. And then if you are, eligible to move on by accruing points, then you do, and if not, then you don't. And then the G1 Climax happens. They hold the semifinals on the second to final day and the finals on the last day. And the winner of the G1 Climax gets an automatic shot against the champion at Wrestle Kingdom in January.
Yeah.
So that happens at the end of August, beginning of September, and then they wind all the way up to January, usually New Year's Day.
Okay.
So New Year's Day, I think this week, this coming year, New Year's Day is going to be a Saturday, so we go get drunk.
Nice.
And watch Wrestle Kingdom, and it's going to be good times. But, and Kenny Omega, should you not know, leading into the main event, Kenny Omega, the first foreigner ever to win the G1 Climax.
Okay.
Nice. No foreigner has ever won it, even once before that.
Yeah.
There was a tournament similar before this that I think Hulk Hogan won twice, and I can't remember who else. There was one other foreigner that won it once. So a similar tournament, but not the same tournament. Until Kenny Omega won it 2 years ago. Also Canadian.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Nice.
Obviously genetically superior.
Of course.
Winnipeg Mafia.
Winnipeg Mafia OP. And so that's part of the mystique of Kenny Omega that you probably weren't aware of at this point. We keep joking about the Winnipeg Mafia. Winnipeg Mafia includes Kenny Omega, Don Callis, Steve Corino, and Chris Jericho.
Okay.
They're all
and Kathy Carino.
I guess.
Allison Danger.
Yeah, but you're listing off people that haven't benefited, so I'm not including them.
Hey, Allison Danger was one of the biggest female stars in North America for a number of years.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And moving on.
Jerk.
Listen, I'm not trying to be sexist.
Shutting down my shimmer.
Listen, I'm not being sexist, I'm being populist. Anyway, so yeah, there's Don Callis, commentator, the heel commentator.
Okay, yeah.
Who was continually like, not Kevin Kelly, who was the nice guy. Don Callis, who had to take the ring from Cody, even though he's a Kenny Omega guy who's feuding with Kenny Omega. Or heel shit.
Take a picture of this. We'll see what we get on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. and then you try to sell it on eBay. That was great.
Speaking of the ring, Coda versus Cody is next.
Indeed, Coda versus Cody. I enjoyed this immensely.
This was where we got Japanese tables. And Cody Rhodes ate that table. He ate that table hard.
Fuck.
So, yeah, what were your impressions of your first experience with Japanese tables, Mr. Kyle?
I'd rather not be on that table.
Jesus, fuck me.
And he only went like halfway through.
Yeah,
Fucking,
on the second attempt.
On the second, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen wrestling, like, GIFs or anything like that where guys get put through tables.
Yeah.
That shit don't happen in Japan.
No, that's why we specifically refer to it as a Japanese table.
Yeah. So
they believe in quality.
Yeah, although they did follow the wobbly bee kind of you set it up, you go through it shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with it because
I'm fine with it every so often.
Cody set up the table and it looked like he was going to do I don't know, superplex and or
the one problem I had. Literally, the one problem I actually had with the spot is that the way Cody had set the table up, there wasn't any way for Coda to actually go through it.
I think if he
would have missed
Crossroads, it would have been okay.
Crossroads goes sideways though. Like he was going for a suplex off the top rope,
sideways.
And if he had suplexed him, Cody would have still gone through the table.
Yeah. In my mind, I Crossroads through the table off the top rope and just cringing the fuck out of myself.
Yeah, don't say that. They might do that.
They might do that. They did the Crossroads off the apron.
Off the apron onto the floor.
Jesus. You saw the brief clip of the Crossroads. It's like the weird spinning, like inverted DDT neckbreaker thing.
Yeah.
They did that. They set it up on the ring apron. And Cody Rhodes hit the Crossroads off the ring apron onto the floor outside the ring. Shit. So you don't just have like the neck breaker and then hitting the mat.
Yeah.
You have the neck breaker and then you got to fall an extra 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened at Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah.
That was some shit.
Also, this is where we had the flapjack on the ring apron, which that sucks for your balls and everything else.
Coda ate like 2 horrific nut shots in this, and it was brutal. But this match was a great amount of storytelling. Everybody sold tremendously. We're a little sad that Brandy wasn't there, but I think I can speak for the 3 of us in saying we're also fine with it. Like this match didn't need Brandy interfering or appearing or even being there.
You do not speak for my dick in this matter.
Listen, you drunk asshole.
Yeah?
Simmer down. So this was a really good match. This was a great follow up. Cody eventually hit. Did he hit Crossroads for the win?
No, he hit Dim's Fire for the win.
Oh yeah,
the modified vertebraker.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah, right. Because I was trying to explain to Kyle So Kyle, if you hit the vertebraker wrong, you're dead.
Straight up dead.
DD dead. It's not like if you're real lucky. And you don't take the vertebraker correctly, you're just crippled for life from the jaw down.
Oh, good.
Oh, so
you're Takayama.
Yeah, it's not a positive situation. Whereas Cody's version is more of a
backbreaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a low angle backbreaker, like he's hitting the lower back. Whereas a high angle backbreaker.
Roddy Strong, please do it better.
Yeah. No, if Roderick Strong can just... So if Roderick Strong saw this footage, I'm assuming he already has a better version right now.
Roddy Strong, Messiah the Backbreaker, bring it on.
Correct. Which leads us into our main event of the evening.
The Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega, which big show of respect, trust, etc. to give Hangman a main event spot.
Correct.
I mean, it's against Omega, obviously, so that's kind of got to be the main event. But still, that's a big thing. This is his second main event in a row. I think he had the main event with Jay White, did he not?
Yeah, and that was a good match too. So Hangman's coming up in the world.
Begrudgingly.
Hangman is Mio Dread's favorite wrestler of all time. So,
if by yelling, surprise. Why the fuck can't you do a shooting star press count?
Kenny Omega, I legit think the last 5 minutes of this match, Hangman Page was unconscious. Is anybody disagreeing with me on that one?
I feel legitimately Kenny Omega carried the last 5 minutes of this match more than he carried the match with the little girl and the blow-up doll.
That's also matches that I would like to provide to young Kyle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't believe. Like he had this match against this blow up doll that was amazing. Like you mark out, you'd swear that the like 3/4 of the way through this match, you swear the blow up doll comes to life and starts wrestling. That's how good this match is.
He throws himself over for like a DDT. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
It's amazing. But yeah, this match was the business as your first official main event match of all time. What were your thoughts on this particular scenario here?
Hangman might be dead.
He's concussed at the very least.
Kenny's bleeding pretty good, but he might be okay.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we forgot to mention about the Cody matches. When he got stomped on the table and it did not break. And then Ibushi went back up for a second double stomp through his chest, through the table. And it did kind of break.
A little.
Cody took let's just call it a lesion to the back muscles. And it was kind of gross. In the opening moments for the Kenny Omega Hangman Page match, Kenny Omega took was it a DDT through the table?
No, he took rites of passage on the table.
Oh yeah, rites of passage on the table, which is like a backpack pile driver.
Yep.
And Kenny Omega immediately started bleeding into his bleach blonde hair. So he was like a redhead.
Cody also attacked Kenny before the match, so that's how Page got to dominate the first chunk.
And I like that. I like the fact that they were able to kind of give Hangman sort of a rub, but also sort of an excuse at the same time. They were able to, like, if this was a legit competitive contest fight between two dudes, there's no way Page comes anywhere close to Omega. But if you allow a certain, shall we say, shenanigans, most of this makes sense.
Yep.
Which, again, something that North American pro wrestling, for the most part, doesn't understand, can't get behind, and is bad at. So, I enjoyed the fact that there's some opening there. There's a leeway. You gave Cody the win, so he's still got the shenanigans to come out and stomp into Omega and get trying to help his boy out. Like literally the only guy in the entirety of Bullet Club that is strictly loyal to Cody is Hangman Page.
Mm-hmm.
So it all of this in the entirety of this makes sense completely. And I appreciate the fact that Gato has a goddamn brain in his head, because apparently no one else does except for a few people in ROH.
Yep. In the end, Hangman fell to the One-Winged Angel, because we all do.
One-Winged Angel. No one gets up from One-Winged Angel.
And this was a really solid match. Last three matches are very, very good. Before that, kind of a little hit and miss, but good stuff in all of them, but messy.
I mean, yeah, it helps if you've had some drinks and you're up for a good time. If you've had some drinks and you're up for a good time, the opening half of this card is a lot of fun and good times and Tokyo Latina.
Yes.
And then the last, I would say, I want to say 4 matches of the card are really well executed and just really goddamn good wrestling.
Yep.
That's pretty much the encapsulation. So, Mr. Kyle, sir.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Like, what are your... After going through...
Sum it all up.
Like, yeah. You not only had not watched an entire wrestling match before, but an entire card...
Yeah.
Featuring really some of the very best in the world. What's the good? What's the bad? What do you want more of? Less of? Anything at all? Like, what do you talk shit if you want to?
I wholeheartedly agree that the last few matches there are just excellent.
Yeah,
just great. And while maybe the first few weren't spectacular, maybe that also helps build up, better stuff is coming.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
There's definitely a pyramid to be respected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think, again, being new to all this, 10-person match is hard to follow, but if I was more into it, I'd probably get used to it. It's not a big deal.
There's a lot, 10 people in one match. Hey, you don't know who any of these people are. You don't know what they're... So Mike and I have been watching for a while. We not only know who these people are, we know what moves to expect, what spots we can adequately predict.
Who's feuding with who?
Who's feuding with who? We know if we look into the...
Although, to be honest, I did not know who Jay White was feuding with in that 10-man tag.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't think he's feuding with anybody.
I know who it is now. The title shot is going to...
Juice.
Juice. So
Juice
he's feuding with Juice Robinson.
Juice has got to get that title. I think Jay White's a total transitional champion.
I think at some point you have to have an actual American have the U.S. title.
Yeah, that might be good.
Because so far it's been owned by a Canadian and a New Zealander.
Yeah, I mean, they're technically both ethnically European, right?
Yes.
So, I guess, whatever. Who knows? They got to give Juice a title, period. End of story. They have to. He's at the point now, if you don't give him a title now, what the fuck have you been doing for the last 2 years?
Aside from turning him into Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. The dude is total Ventura. Which, again, that's Kyle, you're not going to really recognize. Like, we've been watching Juice Robinson for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
We know the fact that some background history you're not familiar with. Juice Robinson, the guy with the fishnet cutouts on his tights, and the Huggy Bear on the fucking...
I remember the juice.
The dreads.
Juice is loose. The juice is memorable, motherfuckers. So, Juice Robinson used to be... he was a new up-and-comer in North America. He went to the WWE.
CJ Parker.
Did they put him on Tough Enough?
He was on NXT.
Okay, so they
well,
had him
the NXT before was NXT. It was Florida Championship Wrestling.
Yeah. So they had him under contract for his for their developmental territories. Eventually, did he leave or did they cut him?
Cut him.
So they cut him, and he went to New Japan and became a star.
Yep.
Nice.
And he's right there. He's right on the cusp.
Yeah.
He needs it. It's to the point now where if they don't put a title on him, they've wasted their fucking time.
Lose it all, yeah.
Yeah, like you've invested so much, and he's so over.
Yeah.
You put a title on him. You just do that. It's like, oh, I bought these plants and I put them in the ground, and I don't need to. That's it for me now.
Also, need to respect the funky weapon. Taguchi Japan needs a belt.
Funk.
Yeah.
We need another belt for the funky weapon. How many 6-man titles has he held? Like 3?
3, I think.
Yeah. Funky weapon OP.
With 3 different teams.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the day one of Dontaku. I think unless Mike has something particularly pressing to do tomorrow, we'll probably watch day 2 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy ourselves. And I think Kyle is probably going to be tied down at home because his girlfriend's very angry.
Very.
Probably not, though.
No, probably not.
But if you do feel like if you want to listen, Kyle, you want to come over and watch day 2 tomorrow? You know where I live.
I guess.
Fucking send me a text because I think Mike's probably not getting up until like 2 in the afternoon his time because he's a lazy prick.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm hurt by that assumption. Hurt. Plus, I need to go shopping at some point. So if I want, you forget, I'm also a fat guy, so I have to eat.
Oh, you didn't do that today? God, you were out and about all day. What the fuck?
We were looking at apartment buildings.
Go look at some food.
Nah, we need shelter.
I suppose. Maybe build it out of food next time. So yeah, at some point tomorrow, Mike and I will be watching day 2. Kyle, if you want to watch day 2, holler to play, or just fucking show up.
Okay.
I mean, your choice.
I'll let you know.
I am out of booze.
Uh-oh.
So I will need to perhaps get a little bit more so I may not enjoy myself more than I am now, but
I am also out of booze, because I don't consider devil's blood to be booze.
I'm all out of booze. I'm so lost without it. Yeah, so tomorrow will be more wrestling, whether Kyle's here or not, because he is very short.
Very.
He is the one true Kyle.
He is the one true Kyle. Alert the big Doug.
I reign supreme.
The big Doug will be alerted.
Indeed. Actually, we should get you after. Okay, we're gonna sign off now, and then Kyle will probably give his vital statistics. Sorry, I've had some booze, and my enunciation is sometimes suspect. Kyle will probably give his vital details to Mike so that he can make a pro wrestler or pro fighter in the simulator.
Oh, you guys sim it? Sweet.
Yeah, it's all simulated, baby. Kyle's down with that. Kyle's a nerd.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, boy. So enjoy yourselves. We'll be back maybe with some more Dontaku Night 2 specifically, and or fuck right off.
Get off Byron's lawn.